The Non-Experts podcast was made possible by KCLC and Lindenwood University.
However, the opinions expressed on this show do not reflect those of the university. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nonexpertspodcast.
Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your smartphone, tablet, or Kindle. That's audibletrial.com/nonexpertspodcast.
I'm Romero,
And I'm Chris.
and we're the non-experts,
We're not therapists
or lawyers,
or firefighters.
we don't have any licenses or degrees,
So join us as we talk about news and pop culture and say whatever we want.
because we're the non-experts. Okay. Alrighty, so let's do this, man.
Yeah.
So, Chris, first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
how the heck are you?
Well, I have to clear my throat because it's been so long since I've talked, since it's been a
Right.
really long break.
It's been a long periodically
It
time
has.
since we've recorded a podcast.
It really has. But yeah, we're back. Season 3. Better than ever. Maybe not, but
no promises. No.
right. Maybe 20%.
Yeah, mediocre at best.
So what you been up to?
Oh, nothing much. I am a working man now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I work full time at a credit union where I bang my head against my keyboard all day and give people their money.
And give
Yeah.
people their money.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
The joys of being a student and constantly recording and doing fun projects was
Yeah.
10 times better than real life. But
Yeah.
hey, here we are.
I mean, being a student's not that much more better. That
Yeah.
made no sense, but it's not much better, especially when you're a grad student because you're having to cram like all this stuff into like one semester. You're
Yeah.
constantly busy doing stuff. You don't have time for anything else, but I should be able to find time for this because this is what I enjoy.
As long as we can find a slot for this,
Right.
we're good.
So yeah, glad to be back actually.
Absolutely.
Provide some structure.
Yeah. I need some stability in my
Oh
life.
yeah, definitely get some of this anger and frustration and aggression out. Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So where do you want to start?
I think we should start with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure you remember, what was that? Probably like 2015?
Yeah.
Pokemon Go was
Mhm.
like the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Oh yeah.
Old people, young people, everywhere.
Mhm.
Just
Yep.
collecting Pokemon.
Yep.
Walking around with their phones out. What the hell are you doing? I'm finding Pokemon.
I mean, I never even really got into it that much. Like I downloaded the app just so that when people said, "Do you have it download?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's right there." I never opened it though, and I never just like, I don't know. I never got into it because I'm like, it's kind of dangerous.
there was one night where I did go around a little bit collecting a few
Mhm.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, I was like, yeah, this is dumb.
Well, and I think it missed our generation.
Yeah.
Just like barely, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there's still like people who are only like slightly younger than us, then that really got into it.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it missed our generation because we were just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
But-
some of us loved it, and some of us were like,
Right.
yeah, no. And then, like I said, there was a lot of older people that were just like, oh, this is great. Like, what?
Right. Gives me my exercise around the park.
No, seriously, like, I hate to say it because she was one of my favorite professors,
Mm-hmm.
but she loved Pokemon Go. And she literally said that one time, like, yeah,
Oh,
it gets
really?
me good exercise walking around and everything. I was like, oh my God,
There you go.
you're such a nerd. I mean, I can't be mad at you for it. It works.
Right.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Go, I don't think it's fully dead, but Pokemon has a new game out. Now, the thing with that new game, which I
Mhm.
know nothing about because I don't keep up with Pokemon really,
Mm-hmm.
they released it a little earlier than it was supposed to release.
Okay.
And when you do that and these nerds find out about it, they tend to get a little excited.
Mm-hmm.
So excited, in fact, that they crash your servers and make it a horrible experience
Right.
for all that want to get involved. So I just thought that was pretty interesting that, like, I don't know, I guess we're at the, like, I personally feel like the people in our generation have grown out of Pokemon. but
Yeah.
there's so many people that still, like, love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I pay it no attention.
Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, it was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. But now it's like, yeah,
Right.
whatever. They clearly still have a, like,
Mm-hmm.
cult-like following.
Yeah.
People love it.
What I think is weird is I feel like in this day and age, by this point, we should be able to have a stable internet connection.
No, never. Clearly, never.
You know, because this kind of stuff. Well, I guess when there's like a big like flood of it, I guess it can kind of like traumatize like servers. But like, do you remember when Ellen like tweeted that picture from the Oscars and it like broke the internet because so many people were like retweeting and liking it on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I just don't understand technology as much as I think I do.
Clearly, that happened to me one day.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to buy a pair of shoes, actually.
Mm-hmm.
These were highly sought after shoes, so almost everybody and their mother across the world was trying to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So Nike was having a fit. Like, the app just would not work.
Mm.
Oh, go ahead and put in your language again. What's your password? This payment method doesn't work. What is your username? Like, stop it. Stop it. You know all of these things. And so, like you said, you would think the internet should be prepared for things like these or these apps. They are not.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they were probably kicking themselves a little bit. Like,
probably.
If we didn't release this so quick, this wouldn't have happened.
Are the servers even back up yet?
That I have no idea.
Interesting.
Like, I wonder at this point, are you just going to delay it a little bit? Or are you just
Right.
going to fix it and jump right back in?
Right. It's like, oh, we're working on it. Sorry. Everyone delete it real quick.
We're going to fix this. I promise.
We're going to turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yeah.
See if that fixes it.
We're going to take it out and
Right.
put the cartridge back
We're
in.
going to blow on the little pins and there we go. Yep.
All right. It works now. Remember, it was so simple to fix things when you were younger?
And then you would blow on it, and then you would like slam it into the thing to make sure you're like, okay, are they connected now?
Or if you had a disc, you would just take it and then rub it on your shirt a little bit.
It's so weird because you blow on a cartridge, but you, what is that called? Like I don't know.
Exhaling?
Yeah, like you
just letting out hot breath.
Yeah, onto the CD. You don't go onto a CD. It's weird. It's just kind of an unspoken rule.
And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
However, these days it's more complicated than that.
You just, I mean, now you just got to plug something in because that's how we listen to music
Everything
now.
is, right.
Yeah. You know what nobody had ever had a problem, well, I don't want to say nobody had a problem with it, but getting them to play was cassettes. You literally just put like that. I mean, the sound quality wasn't very good, but that was the problem everybody had. But
the sound quality, everything else worked.
Right. All right. Well, Pokemon. What is it called? Pokemon Masters.
Yeah.
Mobile.
Whatever, nerds. Have fun.
Whatever,
your
nerds.
servers. I'm convinced I would have, if I wasn't such a good person, I would have been a bully in high school because certain stuff just makes me go, "What are you, 10?" Oh, I want to play a new Pokemon game.
Right.
Oh, the servers are down. Oh, my God.
5? Like,
shut up. I'm sorry, guys. If you enjoy the Pokemon game, good for you. And I hope the servers get back up soon. We here at the Not an Experts podcast don't approve, though. So, sorry.
Popeye made a chicken sandwich, and apparently it set the world on fire.
Yeah, so much so that, like, this sandwich didn't just come out. It's been out for probably like a month and some change.
Yeah.
I've had it a few times. Then all of a sudden, it's on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere.
Yeah.
So in the last, like, 2 weeks, people have been all over the place asking for this sandwich.
Yeah.
So much so that they are gone.
Yeah.
Popeyes has no more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone you drive past, they've got several signs that say no chicken sandwiches. Like, I drove past the one by my job today just to see.
Yeah.
So many signs that said no sandwiches.
Really?
Well, take down the pictures.
Right.
Because you know
stop advertising it.
People are still going to ask because they're morons.
Mm-hmm.
You guys still have a chicken sandwich? I want the chicken sandwich. Sir, there's 7 things out there that say we don't have the chicken sandwich.
Right.
But it's on the menu.
It's still on your menu.
Like, y'all don't have it or y'all don't have it. There was a video of this guy. They're like, are they, like, they're out of chicken or they out of chicken? What? they sold
there
out.
Are no more chickens on the face of the
done.
earth.
They're gone.
Chickens have now been extinct.
They're gone.
Here's my thing about that is I have seen so many videos of people like throwing stuff and like causing riots at a Popeyes because they don't have that chicken sandwich anymore. And I have to sympathize with those workers. I'm just like, I would murder somebody. If that happened every single day on every single shift, I would say, I'm done goodbye. I don't care.
Man, you know how many people like they went from making these things on a daily basis, just
Right.
normally,
Yeah.
to out of nowhere constantly making them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, and I can kind of like I said, I can kind of sympathize because when I worked at Starbucks, it was very similar.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about the unicorn frappuccino, but that was my nom. It was so bad. It was awful. uh, no, just like literally, I get like mental images of like all of the cups lining the counter all the way down to the end, and it's like, oh, like anxiety. Like no,
They're everywhere.
they are everywhere. But that was what it was. People would like mobile order like a billion of them, and then people would come in and ask for them. We had people dressing up like friggin' unicorns, like being like, "I'm gonna get a unicorn." And then, of course, we ran out of supplies like way too early, and then people were complaining about it. And like, I drove all the way here. Like, really, this is Starbucks in every corner. Like, you couldn't have driven that far. Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure the others were out too. But just the whole I drove. You know.
I hate that. I hate that. I came all the way here. Well, make your coffee at home.
I was gonna say like it really was. I can give you a review right now. It's not good. It tastes like crap. Goodbye. I saved you like $5 on a frappuccino. So yeah, but that wasn't. I've seen a bunch of those videos of the workers. The other thing that's cracking me up is the memes about Chick-fil-A. And being like, Chick-fil-A employees like waking up for their first shift on Sunday.
Right.
And they're being like groggy-eyed. I'm like, ugh.
I like the ones where it was, so you seen the Idris Elba meme where he's like choking? I love the one, there was one and it's like Chick-fil-A manager eating sandwich. Man, this is good. Where'd you get this? This is from Popeye, sir. He just starts choking on it. But here's the thing though, like I think a lot of people think that people were just gassing Popeyes up, like trying to make this thing. That sandwich is really good.
Isn't
it's? I mean,
see, I was too late. I haven't had a chance to try it.
It's comparable because it's in the same heat sealed little aluminum baggie.
Oh yeah, that makes the bun all soggy. I hate that so much.
So yeah, it's a tricky balance. It's a tricky balance, right? So it's in there, but Popeye's got some thick chicken too. People think Chick-fil-A's got some thick chicken. Popeye's has some thick chicken too, and then it's got a different type of crunch.
Well, yeah, the breading is different on Popeyes. I feel like it's a little more like kind of like southern crunchy breading, whereas Chick-fil-A's is a little more. I don't say wet, but it's a little it's looser. It's not as firm, if that makes sense.
This just keeps getting worse.
I know.
I was trying to take the mature road, and you just dropped 3 bombs in a row.
No, bombs are later. That's later.
Yeah, but no, my manager yesterday at work was saying he saw this meme that was like, Chick-fil-A is made by a white girl named Sarah that grew up around black people, and she makes good chicken, but she also cares about stuff like cholesterol and stuff like that. So she's going to make it relatively healthy. Popeyes is made by an older black woman who's going to make it fresh and southern style and nice and greasy and crunchy. True. Yeah. But it's almost the same sandwich. Only difference is the Popeye sandwich has mayo on it, as the Chick-fil-A has nothing on it, just pickle and chicken.
Right.
But that Popeye sandwich definitely is better.
Really?
It's
See,
better.
if it came with the mayo, I would
same price point too.
Oh, really?
Same price point, $3.99, whatever. So it's definitely made to rival it.
Yeah.
And I think people just randomly caught on to it. But
yeah, and that's what I was like. Why is it like such a thing? All of a sudden?
Came out of nowhere.
Like,
yeah. I was on Twitter and it wouldn't stop. And I was
it
like,
wouldn't
what is
stop.
happening?
Yeah.
And then it made it hard for me because I couldn't go get them anymore. Like, I was like, no, now all of you nerds.
A perfectly good thing.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so now they're gone.
Yeah.
And they're bringing them back sometime later this year.
Oh, jeez.
So whenever they do come back and they have way more supply than they will demand,
they need to start hiring more employees. Just hand out, chicken sandwiches. Like, give them the $5, you give them a sandwich.
There was one, I think my manager also told me about this, that the Popeyes ran out and there was a Chick-fil-A across the street and they were giving away sandwiches.
Oh, really?
It's like, you guys are petty.
Yeah,
they
are
jerks.
Petty. Yeah. Well, good luck to the workers. We really do feel for you because I personally have been there myself, so I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at Chipotle for all of 2 hours. It felt like because I couldn't stand people.
Yeah.
But I could imagine being constantly swamped and asked for things.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad for the workers.
Yeah. And everyone who's demanding a sandwich, like chill out. Like they're not
Relax.
going to have any.
It's gone.
They're out.
It's gone.
Until further notice. So don't even try.
Yeah. But when it does come back, I feel like we need to do.
Ooh, a tasting?
We need to do a tasting.
Yeah.
We can combine all the things we love. There's food, there's ASMR, there's comedy, and a nice review.
Let's do that.
Be on the lookout. Maybe season 4, season 3 if it comes back in time.
Season 3.5.
Right.
So, Romero, in the planning for season 3, I thought it would be fun if we could kind of maybe slowly over the course of the season start making new segments, make it a little more structure. One that we had kind of discussed before that we didn't really see all the way through with was Bomb of the Week. So, and basically the premise is that it is a story that is, it's not the Florida, that's just the bizarre, stuff. It's a story that just seems a little too strange or good to be true, but actually is true. And so, let's just kind of a fun little segment.
Bomb of the Week.
So this Bomb of the Week actually, in kind of a literal sense, is a Bomb of the Week. I actually saw pictures of these, and at first I was like, I don't see how this could be real, but I mean, it is. So Galaxy's Edge opened at Disneyland like very, very recently.
Yeah.
And they're selling these bottles that are round. They're little Coke bottles that are round from, there was a specific like store there that you can get them. They're like $5, but I don't know who would buy or who would spend $5 on a Coke bottle. But,
a lot of people.
well, okay, yeah. Well, and apparently they're collectible and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So they're round, so they kind of look like a little grenade. And TSA is banning them from being like checked into your bag, your luggage
right.
at the airport. So I can't imagine how many people were like, oh, I'm going to take it home and put it in their luggage, went through TSA, and TSA thought they were a bomb. Which seems so dumb. But here's my thing, especially like they can find a little dime bag of cocaine stuffed in like a billion sweatshirts, like in this sock and all this other stuff. They can tell that the cocaine's there, but they can't tell that a plastic bottle is not a grenade.
I guess the only issue, though, if you... And I'm looking at it now. I see, wow, yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a bomb. That's legit. I guess the only issue, though, if you start doing that and you start having people bring those in, and then, people are just always like, whatever, it's probably just a little Star Wars thing. At some point, you might have a lackluster attitude towards when you see something that looks grenade-shaped, and then the one guy that does have a grenade just slides right through, and then, I gotcha.
Well, I guess maybe my understanding of the equipment they use is not that good, but can't you kind of tell when something's hollow and when something actually has like a bit of mass to it?
A little bit.
You know what I mean? Because there are they already can detect if something has liquid in it, so they just chuck that. But I don't know. To me, this seems like okay, maybe you're just being lazy, not wanting to do your job.
I mean, the technology is semi-decent. Now you're thinking to yourself, Romero's a non-expert. What does he know about this? I was this close to being a TSO.
Oh, really? Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the application, everything, physicals, all that.
Oh, wow.
I just last minute picked a different job. In retrospect, I shouldn't have picked a different job. But yeah, so I don't know. I could see how on their end it could kind of be a slippery slope thing or a fine line, but that is kind of unfortunate.
I'd be sad. I would have to chuck my $5
Either
collectible
that
Coke
or
bottle.
box it up and mail it to yourself
Ooh,
before
I
you
never
fly
thought
home.
of that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Stop by the post office,
Right.
wrap it up, and mail it home.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe they'll be like, "This is a bomb," and then they
This
throw
is
it
a
away.
bomb.
Yeah.
It's a bomb. You
Right.
can't take this.
So the collectible bottles are not allowed, but you know what still is allowed?
What's that?
Lightsabers. These $200, $300 lightsabers.
Oh, the ones that look legit?
Yes,
Like,
those
wow.
are still allowed through TSA, through security. You can check it into your bags and all that stuff. No problem. which again makes like no sense.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess that you can't confuse that for like anything
Right.
but it's still, I guess, a weapon. I don't know. You can't
Yeah.
really hurt anybody.
depends.
It's not like we can actually slice somebody in half with it.
It would just really hurt.
right. It would just
Ow,
be
stop hitting me.
just hard plastic like, against.
Stop it.
just some bruises, just small little bruises.
Right.
But I mean, I
I don't
guess
know. It's I always wanted one of those.
the lightsaber.
Oh,
yeah,
like the
they're like
real deal
so
ones?
expensive though.
Man.
The only thing I was able to get from Disneyland, like the Star Wars area, was little Mickey Mouse ears, but it looked like C-3PO. That was the only thing, because that was like already expensive, and so I'm
Right.
like, I can't afford anything else.
I want to go just because all the cool stuff. Like I watched this video about all the foods and stuff.
Yes, I'm seriously wanting to go to Galaxy's Edge just because being a fan of the original movies and the
Right.
trilogy and that kind of stuff, just seeing it come to life just is really really cool.
Yeah. We're
But-
gonna do a live podcast from Galaxy's Edge.
We're just gonna just pack it up.
We'll do a vlog.
Just right, yeah. We get a cast member coming up. What do you guys do?
Uh-huh.
We're
Well,
recording. Do you have a license? No.
we don't have any licenses or
Right.
degrees.
Do you not listen to our podcast?
Do you not know who we are? Hello.
Hello.
No.
But yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting though, because everybody else is talking about the new trailer.
Yeah.
and
And
we're talking about grenades.
the new footage that they showed, which, you know what? I'm kind of tired of people speculating because it's like you don't know and nobody knows. You're not going to know until the movie comes out. Stop saying stuff like, oh, well, this is this and this and this and this and this and this. Like, no.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that what you are saying to me right now is not what
wrong.
is exactly. Because, there's so many theories, especially with this dark Sith Lord Rey. They're like, oh
Yeah.
well, it's a vision, or oh no, that she actually turns to the dark side, and like all this other stuff. Like, just wait till the
One of the
friggin'
theories
movie
I
comes
saw,
out.
she turns to the dark side. Luke comes back, and that's why it's Rise of the Skywalker. He comes back and ends it all.
I think,
And then like her
yeah.
and Kylo Ren swap.
I think the Skywalker they're talking about is Kylo Ren, because he's technically a Skywalker.
Yeah, he's a Skywalker.
Yeah, but who knows? You know what? It's
That's a different day.
right.
That's
It'll
a-
be here soon. The movie's gonna be here soon enough.
When is it? Christmas again?
It's
Is
yep,
that-
this December. Yep. I know.
Mhm.
We'll just go and we'll illegally record the movie and
Yeah.
just talk over it like a commentary.
We can put it in right behind us on the green screen and just
Right.
talk over the whole
Just-
thing. Yeah. So as you can see in this scene right here,
Right, yeah.
it's- Oh.
Yeah. So if you do decide to go to Galaxy's Edge and buy that bottle, don't expect to be going home with it.
Yeah. Unless you can figure out a way to mail it, you're not taking it home.
Right. Or pretend like you're kind of pregnant. It's like, oh yeah, it's this little baby bump. Buy 2 of them, make it look like you have breasts.
Oh my God, ma'am.
Ma'am.
We're noticing
Why-
something in this region.
There's some lumpage in there.
Yeah, why are your breasts so hard?
For you, the season 3 listeners, we have an awesome offer for you. It's a new season, but the same offer. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out what they have on their service. Do you have a good book to recommend?
I would personally recommend Trevor Noah's book, Born a Crime.
Oh.
Now, more than anything, the reason you should check it out is because it's narrated by Trevor Noah.
Oh. Well, there
Trevor
we go.
Noah is pretty funny, and
Mhm.
he has a very nice voice. It's very
Mhm.
pleasant to listen to.
Yep.
Sit back, enjoy the book.
I recently finished reading David Sedaris' latest book, Calypso, and it is also on Audible. Also read by David Sedaris, so you know it's going to be good and really funny. So that's what I would recommend.
To download those free audiobooks today,
Yeah.
you can go to audibletrial.com/non-experts-podcast. Again, that is audibletrial.com/non-experts-podcast for your free audiobook download.
So we've definitely had weirder as far as Florida's concerned.
Right.
So this really doesn't, raise the bar at all. But it's still pretty weird and pretty funny. So this Florida guy got arrested for dumping dirt on his girlfriend with a tractor, which is very misleading, and you'll see why when I read the story.
Okay.
All right, so I like that the first sentence literally says, "This fight got dirty." That's the first line of this. Right, exactly. A Florida man was busted for using a tractor to dump a mound of dirt on a car with his girlfriend inside. So she was in a car, and it was on top of the car, so it wasn't like on her, like just like here
she
you go.
Deserved it.
Exactly. Hunter Mills, 20, which I said before sounds like the most Florida name ever. Hunter.
He
Mills.
is the Florida man.
He is the Florida. Yeah, just Hunter Mills. 20 was charged with criminal mischief for his alleged actions behind the wheel of a tractor, which then I was thinking, like, how did he get a tractor? But you'll see why. Authorities said Mills asked his girlfriend to visit him at work Wednesday in Crestview to have a talk, which, again, I was assuming, okay, maybe he works at a construction site. Maybe that's where he got this tractor from. Unless all Florida people were just, going down the road in their tractors, just, hey, going to Walgreens. But the conversation turned ugly when the woman arrived in a white 2010 Cadillac owned by somebody else. So that's not good. The sheriff's office said Mills got behind the wheel of a front-end loader and dumped the dirt on the sedan while its windows were down. And Mills was booked into jail and released Thursday on a $1,000 bond. So let me ask you this, rather. If you asked the person you were dating to show up to your work and they showed up in a car that was not theirs and owned by somebody else, what would be the first thing you would do?
I don't have access to a tractor anymore, so I can't say I do anything with the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think of myself as not crazy, so I like to think that I'd find a calm way to react in the moment, since I am at work.
Yeah,
and later I'm going to kill you. But I don't know. I feel like that was a setup, though. Like, I feel like he already intended to do something to her.
Well,
in a spiteful way, and she just confirmed it by being in somebody else's car, and he was like, "Oh yeah."
Well, because I'm like thinking, what was she doing while he was spending time getting in the tractor, turning it on, putting dirt into the loader, and then
did he just roll up in the tractor, and she was just like, "Oh, there's Hunter. He's just coming over and
got his tractor and his dirt." But literally, was she literally just sitting there watching him? I would have driven away.
If you're driving towards me with that thing, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You could have parked a couple feet away.
Right. I don't
what would you do?
Well, if somebody showed up and I don't know. I mean, I would not get into a tractor. I don't have access to a tractor.
You know what? Hold that thought. I'm going to go get in my tractor. I'll be right back.
Don't you dare think about leaving. Yeah.
You want to be a dirty person, huh? I'll show you dirty.
I'll show you dirt. I don't know what I would do. Probably the same thing as you. Like, I would find a way. Like, if I'm in public, I'd be like, okay, what do I get home? And then the crap's going to hit the fan. But I don't know.
What a dirt bag.
But it's again, doesn't raise the bar as far as bizarre Florida stories, but I mean, it's still pretty.
It's a funny one. I'll give you that.
I think it would have been more funny if she just dumped it on her, she wasn't in the car and she's just like, no, wait, just hear me out, just let me talk, and then.
My thing is, why would you? I don't know. I hate to be the assuming type, but how do you know for sure this isn't somebody's car that, this could have been her friend's car or her sister's car? Yeah. But then again, if you're her boyfriend, you probably know it's not her family's car. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you're her, why would you show up in somebody else's car?
Literally, I'm like, how dumb is she? To just show up and be like, oh,
one of you planned on doing something spiteful today.
Right. You know what? This is a setup. They did this on purpose so that they would get an article written about them so that they could be on this show. Hunter Mills, wherever you are.
You're a genius.
You are a straight up genius.
It worked. They said, you know what, honey? I hear these two folks, they always talk about the Florida man. Let's give them something
Florida
to
man.
talk about. I'm a Florida man. You're a Florida gal. Let's let something happen.
You're a Florida gal.
We'll be on the show. It's genius. I feel like these questions always end up either being very morbid or very thought-provoking.
Uh-huh.
But my question for you.
Oh, okay.
If you were to die tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
How do you think you'd be remembered? Go.
How do I think I would be remembered? Well, there's probably many answers to that question. Depending on who you ask. I don't know. I'm not the type of person to brag about myself. And I usually put myself at the very I'm the scum of the earth. to myself. I'm just like, oh, you're the worst person in the world. I don't know, probably hardworking and reliable. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, I'm gonna say
retriever. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm a golden retriever. Literally just I live to please. Full of love. I don't know. I would say reliable. Just because that's one thing I pride myself on is like I don't want anyone to think they can't trust me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say reliable. Although that's literally like if I died tomorrow, nobody would be like, wow, that Chris Brueggemann, so reliable. No. Nobody would say that.
Right.
I don't know, because nobody ever says that. Like at funerals, nobody ever says like that kind of stuff. What about you? What do you think you'll be remembered for?
Unfortunately, I think first and foremost, I don't credit people enough.
Yeah.
But I feel like most people would immediately talk about how funny I was. Like, oh, he always kept a smile on his face. And he kept everybody smiling.
He was always so full of joy.
Am I a clown? Oh, mute my mic. Yeah, I feel like I'd be remembered as a clown. But I think if they were to genuinely pick a trait, I don't know. Would I say compassionate? Because I can be very mean. I think
I can be a bully sometimes.
I think supportive.
Supportive.
I think supportive.
That's a good one.
Like, I really got your back. If we're friends, you could call me anytime. I got your back. You need somebody to talk to, I got you. You need some money, call a bank.
Where there is love, I'll be there.
I see. There you go. There you go. I'll be there to comfort you. I think I'm a very supportive person overall.
I definitely that for you. I would probably say you would be remembered in my eyes. You'd be remembered most for being very authentic and very genuine. You know what I mean? Like you don't filter yourself just to make other people feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a problem saying, but you do it in a respectful way. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like, well, I'm gonna tell you what I think. You know, like it's not like that kind of thing.
Tell you something.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but like you know, you just, it's a very genuine, which not a lot of people are. They feel like they have to like hide themselves just to fit in or like have people like them and that kind of stuff. But it's like no.
Not true. That was quite flattering.
There you go. Yeah. So I think,
Mute
this
my mic so they don't hear me cry.
I think this is going to be the finale because we're never going to be able to do another episode because we're just going to be crying all the time.
This is it.
Goodbye. Could you imagine? Just
Just start crying.
Emotions. Yeah. No. Push it down. Push it down.
Yeah.
Don't let him surface. Don't let him see it.
So this week for Florida Man. I can't do
a little quiver.
Did you ever get spanked as a kid?
Yes, yes.
You'd be crying.
Yeah, because you're trying to catch your breath. Yeah, and it's always a.
Oh my god!
That's literally what it is.
I hate it. That's me every day at work. Let's take a sharp turn. But see, this is why I'd be remembered as a clown.
Right.
This went from what would you be remembered as to how you used to cry when you get your butt whooped. Oh my god. I think definitely reliable is suitable for you.
Okay.
I think anytime I needed to get something done or I needed help with something, or I called you and said, Chris, we should do this. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Very well.
Morgan.
So I think that works. And hopefully we'll never get to that point where we'll have to have that discussion in front of anybody.
Right. We're going to die on the same day.
Yeah. We'll do a live...
awful. That is so bad.
A live reaction podcast to us dying. So what would you as the listener say about these two? Not reliable and definitely not supportive.
They're kind of annoying, quite honestly.
Me personally, I kind of thought they were experts, and I feel like they underplayed it.
Couldn't get past 1 minute. Nope. That intro is just very annoying. Oh, it feels good to be back.
It is good.
And laughing.
Yeah, this is great. I needed this.
I haven't laughed in 4 months.
4 school and 7 months ago. is the last time I enjoyed myself doing anything.
Last time I felt any sort of joy.
Right. I feel like podcasting is good therapy.
It is good therapy
Because it gives you something outside of the norm to deal with.
And you don't feel like you have to like put on like a show for the therapist, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like, if I went to therapy, I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm doing much better, thanks for all your help, but like I'm actually like dying inside.
Right. Yeah, no.
Whereas this, like, it's
just open.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's open.
Have fun.
Hands are off the table.
Me at the therapist is, and how do we deal with it when we feel like this?
Yeah.
It is what it is. No, that's not what it is, Romero. That's not how we do this.
No. You're wrong.
So this is good. And for you, the listener, if you're an old-time listener, I'm talking season 1, and you're still here after all the breaks, the ups and downs, you're an idiot. No, I appreciate you. You're great. You're great for sticking around.
Yes.
We appreciate the support.
Thank you.
I was happy to see that people were liking our posts on Instagram.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
There was a couple days I meant to post like a TBT, like a stupid video of you or me, and I kept forgetting. So now I'm glad we'll be back, and I'll probably throw those in sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for sticking out,
Yeah.
not unfollowing us, not giving up on us. We're going to get there. We're going to be huge.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're going to be huge.
Huge. The best podcast in the Midwest. We're going to get there. This is what he sounds like every time he talks. He sounds very dumb. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to offend any of you. If that's your political perspective, I genuinely
We
don't
respect
care.
you, even if you're wrong. We respect your wrong opinion.
We all have opinions. Some of us are just wrong about them. It's okay. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Ciao.